Starting your journey in any sport usually requires a focus on technique. You can't play AFL without learning how to kick a ball, and I highly advise against playing a round of golf until you can consistently hit the ball at a driving range. Running is a little bit different in that many of us think that we just intuitively already know how to do it. After coaching loads of beginners with their running, I've learned that in fact the opposite is true. Those who naturally and intuitively run with excellent form are very much in the minority. The rest of us need and benefit greatly from creating a solid foundation of form and technique. As a runner trying to improve, you are eventually going to come across the often talked about but rarely understood principle of running cadence. So, what is cadence? Measured in steps per minute, your running cadence is the amount of times your feet hit the ground every 60 seconds, the frequency of your foot strike. Cadence is one of the two factors that make up a runner's speed. The other is stride length. So these two metrics work in a sort of inverse relationship. Providing the running speed remains constant, upping the frequency of your steps will shorten your stride. The opposite becomes true when slowing your cadence down. I explain it to my running clients like this. If you travel 10 kilometers an hour and take 150 steps per minute, or travel the same 10 kilometers an hour while taking 180 steps per minute, you'll be taking smaller steps in the second example. Most runners have heard that the magic number for your cadence is 180 SPM, but many people can't tell you why that is. So, why is cadence important, and why is 180 the magic number? Analysis of many elite athletes ranging from sprinters to ultra runners constantly reaffirm this cadence sweet spot. And while 180 is the target, variances in height, weight, and things like limb length mean that everyone will have an individual cadence that is perfect for them. Now, many elite running coaches have confirmed through various studies over the years that a range of 175 to 185 is the way to hit optimal levels for ECOR, the energy cost of running. Luckily, you don't need an understanding of this to apply it, and I'll keep this video simple. But if you are interested in learning about this, let me know and I'll tell you where to start. Now, running is basically just a series of bouncy jumps. Runners in this cadence sweet spot are maximizing the elastic potential of their bodies, and just like a high quality bouncy ball, the more elastic potential you can harness, the less energy has to be put into each bounce or stride. Beginner runners tend to have a much lower cadence, and this causes all sorts of issues, overstriding being the largest of them, in my opinion. Now, overstriding occurs when your foot is coming down out in front of your center of gravity, instead of landing under you and pushing the ground behind you. In beginners, this is often accompanied by a nasty heel strike, along with landing on a straight knee. As a compensation, the overstriding runner sends their hips to the rear and their upper body forwards. Landing in an overstride will create force in the opposite direction to the way you are traveling, applying a braking force, and your body will waste energy shifting that momentum. Without talking about your increased risk for injuries or getting into debates about the perfect foot strike, just know that an overstride is going to cost you efficiency as you run. Now, I personally lean more towards the minimalist side of things than maximalist, and I strongly believe that shoes allow bad habits to thrive, but shoes are valuable in lots of situations. I don't think that cushioned running shoes are the enemy. I think that bad form is, but shoes often facilitate that bad form. Often when I get a beginner runner on my treadmill, with and without shoes, there is a massive difference to how they land. The barefoot beginner runner intuitively changes their foot strike to protect the no longer cushioned heel. The more elite the runner gets, the less I see a difference between shoes or going barefoot. Basically, they run with good form whether there is anything on their feet or not. If there is interest, I will put a video together on foot striking in the future. So, while cadence is usually regarded as the most important running metric, it is only part of the story. Your running stride is a complex thing composed of many moving parts, and just stepping faster isn't going to automatically change a lifetime of bad habits. One of the things that makes a higher cadence more economical is the reduction in ground contact time and the increase in air time in the stride. This means you lose less energy to friction. Basically, you spend more time bouncing and less time landing. So, while increasing your cadence is a way to achieve that, it isn't a guarantee. I regularly see runners increase their cadence to effectively become power walkers with a high stride rate instead of runners. For this reason, these changes need to be consistently monitored, either with the runner educating themselves, then filming and analysing their own running, or by finding a coach who will do it for them. Changing your cadence can be difficult, and it takes time. Going directly from 150 SPM to 180 SPM often won't work, as there is too much of a difference between how you used to run compared to how you are trying to run, and your brain just can't bridge that gap. So I find the easiest way to change your cadence is to get yourself a free metronome app, work out what your baseline cadence is, and increase it by 5 SPM, running with the metronome as a guide. Once the target SPM feels natural and easy, it's time to up your metronome another 5 beats and repeat the process. The more diligent you are with this practice, the faster you will change your natural stride. Now, this advice comes with a strong disclaimer. You have been running the same way for a long time, and your body and tissues have adapted to it. Once you start to change things like stride length and foot strike, your body will go through an adaptation phase that cannot be fast-tracked. If you push too hard, too fast, you will probably pick up an overuse injury, like the dreaded plantar fasciitis. Another reason a coach to keep you on track becomes invaluable. Also, just because you run at a slightly lower cadence than 180, it doesn't mean that you will benefit from a change. There is always the potential that the change will be worse, so get some advice before you do anything. Hopefully you now have a better understanding of running cadence and why it's important. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your feedback. Also, let me know what else you would like to learn about running.